Hi, it's time to revisit Storytime. Today is our 70th Revisiting Storytime, so I hope for all of you grown-ups out there who have needed a few minutes of having a book read to you and being reminded of what that feels like, I hope this has been really good for you. Today will also be the last Revisiting Storytime, as I'm going to slide over and focus on some other things. You'll always have the 70 videos on my YouTube channel you can watch, or if you really need a book read to you, you can go to my other YouTube channel called @Pancake Storytime, where I read to my niece. I don't ask any questions, there's no life coaching happening, it's just me reading a book to my niece every week, and there are 153 books over there and counting. So if you want to be read to, or you have kids in your life who you'd like English books read to, you can go over to @Pancake Storytime. Otherwise, today we're going to read Where the Wild Things Are, a story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. This is one of my favorite books, and it's a good goodbye book because Max leaves. Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. It has been my privilege to read books to you this last 70 books. Kids' books are really a place where we can engage with empathy and learning and curiosity and thought, because kids don't have all the boundaries and the barriers and the walls up that we do as adults. So I recommend go to the library and check out a handful of kids' books and read them, even if you're just on your own. But yeah, enjoy.